Hi guys, for some reason I couldn't use the link I already set up, so I will wait here a moment till hopefully people can find me that we're waiting for the other one. I don't know why sometimes it does that. I will prepare a live ahead of time and then I go to click on the manage lives and it's not there. Go figure. I have no idea. So give me just a second. Navigate my instruments. I have all my bowls out right here. And I will Ooh, 111, right when somebody came on. Hello, come on in and say hello. Just gonna fix the other thing real quick. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it does that. Just doesn't always want to work right. Dun, 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 dun. So say hello when you're here. Let me know you're in there. You're here, whatever the case may be. I am going to really quick kind of cleanse the energy. I'm going to play my drum just for a moment. Give everybody a moment to find me. Good morning, Amy. Good morning. Good morning. This is some of my new favoriteest things in the world. If I could just sit here and play these and listen to these all day, I would. That would be heaven for me. Do it on the water. I would do it in the mountains. I would just travel listening to and playing my music. Every time I use my shaman drum, you guys, I have things starting to channel through me. So I will all of a sudden get like mantras coming through and I'll be like, hi. It's so funny. I swear I am Native American in there somewhere. I must have it in my background somewhere. My family they're so broken up, it's really hard to say. My grandmother supposedly was adopted off of a reservation, half Cherokee and Osage, and then white man. That's what they called it. So they had supposedly, this was a story, kicked her mother off of the reservation at 15 because she did it with a white man. However, when my uncle did like the ancestry DNA, there was no Indian in him. There was no Native American. And so they aren't sure really where my family comes from. So it's quite an interesting story. But I do know I have a shaman connection. I do know Tatanka's come through me. And I've never heard of him coming through anybody else. So I don't know what's up with that. I've never done the ancestry thing myself. I was going to, and then I never did it because COVID hit. So I'd be curious to see who I am. I just figure I'm a mutt, right? I'm literally a mutt. Hello, Amy. Good morning. Just gonna play this a little bit. I feel like I need to break up the energy. I love this thing. It feels so good. It opens my heart. It does. So I'm running behind today. I had quite the night last night. The neighbor was over until late because of some stuff. And then all my kiddos are here. And so we ended up waking up late. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I didn't get to put my face on, but I'm here. My hair is brushed, which is an ordeal because it goes past my butt. But I'm here and I'm pretty much on time. Again, I don't know what happened to my other live stream link. Sometimes it just messes up. So I do apologize. Hopefully everybody can find me here. I want to talk to you guys too about something that was coming through yesterday for me that they want me to talk a little bit about. Okay. And this deals with quantum physics and time and timelines and who I am and what I do And it was like a download for me. It was like information coming in. They wanted me to read this thing, and I did. And I had no idea that's what it was about. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. So I will get into that in a moment really quick for you all. I was going to get creative, and I'm like, I don't know. There's so many things I've got going on. You guys don't even know. I have new ones that I made. I have not quite finished, and I have not put up on the website yet, but this one is my fairy wand. So cute. This is my Archangel Ariel wand. And so like starting to make wands that connect to the angels, I really like that. And this one is my water element wand. It has a little mermaid down here. It's a little hard to see, but I lock it. I'll lock it to locked. So I'm just trying to get caught up there. I'm going to get a little creative. I love creative juices. Creativity is the key to everything. If we are blocked with creativity, we are blocked in so many other ways. So it's very important to tune into, to focus on creativities, to channel, right? Artists, they are so good at creating their reality because they're constantly in a state of, unless they're like programmed or doing things by the book or using other people's work. Usually though, like singers and different artists, they get into a zone, right? They get into a zone where they're kind of free and they're channeling and energy is coming through them. And a lot of times the songs and books and things like that, like the person who wrote all the Harry Potters, those were channeled. They were channeled through her. So, it gives you a little insight into how beneficial that is, right? That's how we can co-create in such a beautiful way. So if you're blocked in creativities, I would definitely look into why. That is a really great way to heal and to manifest and all of that kind of stuff. So I'll just give it a little bit longer. See if anybody else is going to join us. I feel like I really do need to cleanse the energies a little bit. The collective mindset. So what I'm seeing is there are like 3 different versions of the collective mindset right now. Some are definitely in fear. So just be mindful of that. I don't think fear is a great place to be at any given moment. So if you're a part of that collective mindset, I would get out of it with the quickness. Okay. My lemon water. This is alkaline water with lemon in it. It's so good. All right. So before I came on, I always set an intention. Intentions are key. Intentions are key. We are literally creating our reality through and through and through and through. If any time, especially on my journey, is unique, my journey is very unique. And I will feel other people's energies creeping in, and they're not always the highest, right? And I have to combat those. I will get, that's when those tower moments come in, is when we're not listening to spirit, we're not listening to the universe, or we are sitting there creating from a negative mind space. Awesome, Amy. That's so awesome. Good for you. Good to hear. I was going to email you too about the coaching thing and give you some options there because, it just needs to be positive all the way around. And so I would expect an email from me probably later today. Yeah, I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Like I said, we had some things happening around here, and then I had the maintenance man show up here at like 9 o'clock last night and not leave until almost midnight. So it was a little bit of a late night for me. Wasn't a party or anything fun, unfortunately, right? But, it was good times for sure. I was drawn to my Lemurian deck, my Psychic Tarot deck, and my Good Tarot deck. So I've been using the Good Tarot deck a lot for myself. This is I love this deck. I don't know what it is. It's been drawing me to it. I've been connecting a relationship now with more tarot than I have been with Oracle for whatever reason. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with that. But Lumeria is also coming up. So I'm going to get into now a little bit of what I got yesterday as a download and who I am and how it's making more sense to me and the things that I have said on my channel. So for those of you who are not new, you have watched a lot of my videos, you know who I am, you know what I've done for the ascension. And I have talked many times about quantum physics and timelines and timeline shifting and what they call remote viewing and prophecy. And I am a prophet. They justified this again for me the other day, yesterday. But what is a prophet, right? And so I'm going to get into that a little bit too. It's a quick combo about it. They want me to talk about this. It's very important because it is kind of what's playing out in your environment around you, okay? Because for those of you who are new, I'm Juniper Bloom Mystique, an Ascension Master, Master Healer, Divine Guide, and I have changed the world in magnificent ways. I'm not just a light worker and a starseed that talks about these or channels the energy through them or provides meditations. I've actually done the changes, okay? And it's a lot for me to fathom who I am, so I don't expect anybody to be able to digest it in one sitting. It's just the way it is, okay? So give yourself space and time to understand a little bit of what I say. That's all I ask, right? We are processors. That's what we do as a human species. We take time to process things in our environment and what happens and what comes through, especially when we are in a spiritual world or we are learning spiritually or we are sending. It takes a while to process all that's coming through and all that's happening to us. And if we're not putting forth the effort, I will guarantee you it can get clunky. And that's when you get those tower moments, okay, is when we're not listening and we're not putting forth the effort. And so it's like this back and forth of give and take, of trying to understand what's going on, understand the new world around us, and all of these mind-blowing things that don't make sense in a third dimensional reality, because they don't. So that's that. So here's the thing. When I have posted these videos about pyramids, anybody that's done the workshops with me, which by the way, I get to bring a new modality through, so I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys read that in my emails and watched my video. It has a little bit to do with that as well. But I talk a lot about the Hopi prophecy and that I'm a prophet and that what the hell is a prophet, right? Like that's a big word. To claim you're a prophet is a really big word. And that took me a long time to even say. Also, I talk about quantum physics, and I'm not into quantum physics. I have no idea about this stuff. I didn't even know about the pyramids until I activated them. And then I'm like, oh, let's look into that. But yesterday I got the coolest information coming through. So Spirit has a magnificent way. Again, we are processors. And when things need to make sense, they do. Right. And so a little bit about that is quantum physics. Okay. The biggest takeaway that I had from it I'll do another video on it later, but the biggest takeaway I had from it, and you can kind of understand what it means, is in quantum physics, the base of quantum physics is doing things in the non-physical world that create changes and have an effect on our physical world. And I'm like, duh, that makes so much sense. Okay. Because what does that mean to activate pyramids? What are these portals? What is this DNA activations? And then how are we doing all of that and computing it into our physical world? And you're starting to see things crumble. This is the beginning of the end in some ways for some things. And that's kind of what's going on with the Ukraine and Russia thing, and why I'm not all like, oh, pray for the world, because I know it's divinely guided. I know it's divinely planned. And I know the worst thing that we can do is to pay attention to the surface and get in the fear of that and go, oh my God, we're in World War III. We're all in trouble, blah, 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 blah. We are not, unless you want to create that reality. Okay, so be very mindful of that. As we have risen in energetic collective form and consciousness, that's what 5D reality is. It's a conscious rising, okay? That's what ascension all about. It's ascending into higher frequencies, okay, which is also more consciousness and things. We literally can very easily create in the non-physical world into our physical world, okay? And this is why law of attraction isn't going to work so much anymore. All right. So whenever we think of lack, we have lack. That's true. but it's like tenfold now. Okay. And so Spirit's always telling me, watch, co-create. We're co-creating here. We're co-creating. Watch what you're saying, right? And when I watch back my videos on the pyramids and I say in there, the only thing you need to do is have a positive mindset. They will help with the rest. That's truly what it's all about. Okay. Because I did change the world in the non-physical form. I didn't go to these pyramids physically. I went to them energetically. That's that remote viewing, which is also a profit. So that's another thing that came through yesterday for me to talk to you guys about, is that what is a prophet? They actually call it somebody who can remote view. What the hell's remote viewing? I go beyond remote viewing. Remote viewing doesn't make sense to me. Remote viewing is essentially the ability to stand in between all timelines, okay, which is true. That makes more sense. But when you look at the baseline of remote viewing, it's just being able to see in different places and to project back what they see. I actually go to them, energetically speaking. I can literally exit my body in the daytime. This is what I've been doing since I had my awakening. That's why I can do remote healings. I don't have to be with you. I can literally do them on my own time. I project myself to you. It's the craziest thing, but it makes sense. And here's another kicker. Okay. This is what Spirit was showing me, is that there is a temple dedicated to time and the understanding of who I am as a being and the energy of the world, not my name particular, but beings like me and the purpose of the world and how it works. And this temple is dedicated to time, and it's by the Nile in Egypt, and they're still trying to understand it. These things are not fully understood by the world. It has been located or found or discovered, whatever you want to call it, and it is very real and it's very cool. And so when you think about it, people like me, which are very few and far between in essence, can stand, and Jesus was the same way. And that's another thing I want to get into, is there's missing information about Jesus in the Bible and things like that. And those are compilations of scrolls that people found, but there's missing information. Okay. He was much like me. But it's the ability to literally stand in the middle of time. So timelines exist simultaneously. On November 22nd, I talked about shifting timelines. We did. And how does that work? And how do I do these things with the pyramids? And it's all making sense. And with quantum physics involved, it truly is about doing things in the unseen that affect the seen. It's about being able to transverse vertical timelines. And that's another thing. Spirit was showing all of this to me yesterday. It's mind-blowing, but it makes so much more sense. I'm like, holy hell, why couldn't I have been given that the moment I had my awakening? I wouldn't have missed so many things of understanding, right? It wouldn't have taken me so long. And it is a little bit like really it is. Who I am is definitely unique, right? But that's what they show me. I have this ability to stand in the middle of all worlds. Okay. And for those of you who've done my workshops with me or witnessed any of them on my channel, you can see that. I literally kind of go in between all worlds, and I have this ability and this power to draw up energy from all of them collectively and use them to change our physical environment. And essentially that's what I've done. And this is why I'm so good at channeling and why I'm so highly connected, is because I can literally see all possibilities. Timelines are already pre-created, necessarily, technically speaking. And that's why they say we create our reality. We truly choose to stand in which timeline we want to stand in our own world. Okay. So that kind of plays into law of attraction and manifesting and what is time and how did I do all this work, and the fact that it is going to continue changing your world. Okay. So again, be very mindful what you focus on. And I love this stuff. This makes so much sense to me. Oh my gosh, does it make so much sense to me? I was finally able to go, and sometimes I'm like, I know I'm so highly connected. Why are people not quite getting it? But it's a lot, right? Like it's an ability that is not provided to the whole world necessarily. But as we're ascending, we're all going to have the ability to see our timelines a little more clearly, to understand these energies a little more clearly. That's the ascension in our reality. Okay. We are changing worlds. And I saw this guy, that one guy who channels things, I can't remember his name, but he was like, we will not be reincarnated again. This is our last reincarnation. And I've been contemplating that. I'm like, that's because the earth will not be the same anymore. We will no longer be reincarnated on the earth that we once knew. But life is not over, okay? And I get so frustrated when people talk about it like that. I truly, truly do. So this is what came through for me yesterday. I'm like, woo, this makes so much sense. And then to who I am. In literature and in these things in Egypt and stuff they're discovering, they talk about prophets as having the ability to remote view. Nostradamus did it. Some, like Bach and Beethoven and just different beings like that had the same kind of ability. They had an ability to stand in the middle of all these timelines and to see things a little bit more clearly. Nicholas Tesla, he did the same thing. It was the same kind of an ability. Now with Jesus, okay, here's the thing. He was like me. He woke up to these gifts and he actually had to take a long time to process how to use them. It's not easy. I dare any one of you to try to do these things where you wake up to these crazy, crazy gifts and you're doing these things you don't understand. We're processors. And so for him, it was a little clunky. He loved to smoke pot. He was a little bit of a troublemaker. he struggled with creator. He struggled with his gifts. And these are all parts of the literature that were left out. Okay, there's so many things that were taken out and left out. I mean, he was like me. He's like a lot of people. He was a spiritual being, crazy so, having a major human experience, but his purpose was quite large. Okay. And it's just pieces of the puzzle that are all finally coming together. And that makes so much sense to me. And will help all of you kind of transverse and understand what the ascension is and what's going on in your reality. It is complicated and very simple all at the same time, but it makes so much more sense to me. This is why I can see things in a crazy, crazy way. This is why I connect to these crazy energies, and I am literally able to go to those pyramids and do the things that I was doing. And I was able to go to the White House and do the things I did there, which I don't talk a lot about. There was one point where I actually did travel there and had to do some things when what's his name was still there. And there's a lot going on you guys are not seeing. Okay. And so that kind of gives you a little insight into what might be going on in this collective energy. And in order for everybody to fully get this, it will happen eventually. And science will catch up, and quantum physics will be further understood, and what the earth really is and what we're going into will all come into play. But it's going to be in pieces, and that's just the way it is. We're processors. Okay. So allow these magnificent things to process through. But it made so much more sense to me. I'm like, thank you, Spirit. What is quantum physics? I don't know. I don't study quantum physics. I'm not a true genius, but in essence, I really am. I have these abilities that are not normal, okay? And they're hard for me to fathom, let alone other people. But they are very real, and they're throughout history. It's happened throughout history in pieces. They just keep a lot of the literature out of it. But now it is literally, and Deepak Chopra wrote a book about pieces of this. And I'm like, oh my God, they're starting to just now understand this. And it's going to happen more and more and more. So for those of you who have been able to allow your mind to be open enough to receive the work that I've done with you and through me, and God bless you. Like, you're going to start to understand this more and more quicker than other people. Okay. And it's showing that not a lot of people are here. And so I don't really have to do a lot of messages today. I'm okay with that too, if that's the case. But I'm going to start doing this every now and then, where I do a little bit of creativity, any kind of messages they want to come through, and the opportunity to receive healings and messages through me. Because, I'm not normal. My healings are not normal. And it's just an opportunity to do it easier and a little bit more affordable, right? So I don't think I'm going to take that away on my channel. But you are witnessing a lot of changes going on, so it's kind of cool. I'm going to stick with my Mystery Mondays. I really do like those. So every Monday, you're going to have a Mystery Monday. And we're just going to keep going with the flow. And so I know it's been a lot hitting my channel. It's going to continue that way. I'm getting in that flow, and I love it. It's been a long time coming. A long time coming. So that's what they want the collective to understand. And what I talk about when I talk about quantum physics, that's kind of the main piece of it. There's way more, right? And I'm not going to get into a quantum physics session because I really don't know. This is just what's been coming through me and trying to understand it. And also they talked about the Hopi prophecy again, which I cannot seem to watch. And I don't know if it's because I'm a bringer of all of this, and that's why I'm kind of blocked from some of these prophecies. I don't know. But I'm still trying to feel into that. But I just know the work that I've done and how it's relating is starting to make more sense. And so just know that that's coming for all of you to start getting little snippets of that, little downloads of that. It's going to be purely badassery, to say the least. So, yeah, I'm going to see what Spirit wants everybody to know. Hang on a second. Yeah, I think that's from Amy. I need to save your guys' names in here on my business phone. Excuse me, I keep burping. Yeah, I'll email you about that. I was going to do a little bit of everything, kind of give you a snippet of everything we've done and all of the things and line them up and show you where we're at and give you options of where you want to go from there, because towards the end of my coaching, it's going to get like really real. And I'm going to, that's when we're going to start implementing things and the coaching side of it to the business side of it, if that makes sense. And so, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. In the meantime, like there is some funky energy. And so I really do just want to clear it. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to grab the throat chakra bowl because it's relating to the throat chakra. Again, it's saying like nobody's here, and then it goes back up to like 3 and 4, and then it goes to nobody. So I have no idea. So I'm just going to do this for a moment in time. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael because I don't know who's with me all today, but there's some energies coming in either now or later. And I'm going to ask him to just cut some cords for us all. Cords for me, cords for you guys, cords for the collective whole. Okay, so I want you guys to help me in this really quick. Just imagine the collective whole, like kind of standing in a big old pile. And there's like these negative cords kind of connected to them. And I want everybody to kind of imagine just cutting those cords. Can we do this? Yes, we can cut cords on people, on the collective energy, the collective whole. It's very simple. It's all about intention. So let's just imagine and set the intention of disconnecting this negative energetic cord. There's definitely some negative energies, energy connections going on and kind of pulling energy. It's like a energetic vampire is what I would call it, to where once we start getting up, excuse me, I'm releasing, please forgive me. And once our vibration starts getting high, things are trying to pull it down. There's a lot of Orion energy coming forward, a lot of karmic cleansing coming forward, and a karmic shift occurring. And when that happens, I know this can get a little loud. I try to keep it quiet. It can really take our vibration down. So let's just imagine these cords being removed and disintegrated to where they cannot reconnect anymore. Just doing a little bit of a cleanse. And I'm going to take the white light from the heavens above and bring it down, all of our energy, through all of our bodies, through all of our system, down through our being, opening up our energy and our aura, and allowing it to rise in vibration as I bring this energy through us, this light through us, down through our connections and into the earth, essentially grounding you, rooting you just like a tree. But I'm doing it to the collective whole as well. Oh, excuse me. That feels better. So I feel the shift. I feel a little bit of an energetic shift and a cleanse and lighter energy and less pull on my voice. So there was some pull on my throat, on my voice, kind of making me feel like I needed to shut up. And I don't need to shut up. I have a lot to say that's very beneficial. Okay. And so I'm just kind of cleansing that. And then as I've done that, I like imagine kind of wiping our energy clean. I see like a triangle appearing. And this really truly represents the connectedness that we all are. It is like a big energetic triangle going around the whole collective flow. Okay, we are all connected. We're all related in some shape or form in the fact that we use the same light to live. We use the same breath to breathe. We use the same foundations to grow off of. Okay, and what we do affects those around us. Okay, we're all roommates in this vast earth of changing light and love. Ah, that feels so much better. Can I get an amen? That's how I feel. Like, preach it. So the energy just went into that. Like, I feel like just preaching to the choir right now. It just feels like a nice lift into higher light frequencies. So it makes me happy. So good. So good. All right. So that's much better. So part of the message was they wanted to talk about the fact of the quantum physics and who I am, what a prophet kind of is, and kind of putting all of this together. Okay. Understanding what I've said to the newness that is coming about in the collective whole of these pyramids or these temples that are dedicated to these things that they're discovering. It's all a part of the same thing. Okay. And it's going to start to rise in the collective knowledge and understanding. And so if you start getting downloads of these little tidbits, that's what it's all about. Okay. It's just further understanding into how this is all possible and what's happening to us and how it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world, but it is definitely a change, new beginnings as a whole. And it's not the same world. We will never see Earth as it once was again, ever. Remember me channeling, some will go, some will stay, and some will never know life this way. That still stands in a great big way. They're also saying exposures are coming, big exposures, more bigger than what we've had so far, that people will not be able to avoid. And then again, something about food. So I do feel like supply chains will be affected this year. This will start towards the middle to the end of the year. But I feel like food supply chains are going to be affected, and that's coming through. So just be mindful of that. That's why I've talked many times over about, having some non-perishable stash, maybe even some water. Water is a big deal. We can't survive without water. Okay. And you just don't know. It's just better to be sufficient. Self-sufficiency is what's coming through. Not like, oh no, we're all going to die, not have food. That's not the case. but it truly is about being self-sufficient. That way, if the whole world is panicking, we're the only ones over here not panicking. Does that make sense? Whoop, whoop. I got an amen. Thank you, girlfriend. Woohoo. I love it. So, all right. So that's kind of part of the messages coming forward for the collective whole and the shift going forward. And now I need to pull a couple cards. Again, that song. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. So what is up with that? That's an energy of keep fighting the fight. Keep going. Don't give up. Push harder. Push harder. Push harder. Push harder. Like, who are you giving up for? Who are you trying to fit in with? That is the question. Woo! Who are we trying to fit in with? Ooh, yes. Okay. So this one's come up for me quite a few times because, you know, I've had to ooh, all three of these have come up for me a lot lately. And they're very, very good cards. Okay. So we have 8 of Water. This is the one that went flying out. This is about letting go of what doesn't serve you. It's super important to let go of what doesn't serve you and allow new things to come in. But there's treasures there. Okay. If we are willing to rise up, right? 8 is about infinity, all being connected, all being affected by what we do. But it's also about self-improvement, rising up, rising through the challenges, allowing the change of tides to change you too. Okay. Because if we remain stagnant, we may just be in trouble. But you can also see, like, if you, I don't know if you can, there's like sun rays coming through here, new information coming through, new insights into the reality of who we are. But it's super important to let go of what doesn't serve us anymore. That's what's coming through this card. Then we have Page of Fire. Okay. Page of Fire is about creativities coming through, but new opportunities, new downloads, new insights, new ways of doing things. So once we let go of what doesn't serve us, we are able to rise in something new, allow new ideas, new creativities, because it's about getting creative too, to come through. Okay. And they're always changing. But what do we do when that happens? We're like, I can't do that. That's not for me. Many people do that. Don't do that. Okay. Because it is for you. It is very purposely for you. And then we have Call. Okay. This is truly about a higher purpose, but it's also about surrendering to that purpose to allow the big things to come through for you. This is like prophecy. Okay. This truly is like prophecy. We all have a calling right now. And of course, this place has to get loud, so I do apologize if you hear that. But we all have a calling right now, and it truly depends on if you're listening to your call. What is your call? What is your purpose? Pay attention to that, okay? Because they're big for you. If you're listening to them, we all have a piece of this pie, so to speak, a piece of this changing energetic flow, because we're all connected. And it's truly about letting go what doesn't serve you, which is not easy. So me, I've had to sacrifice a lot of things. I had to sacrifice my arm. I've had to sacrifice being like everybody else. I've had to sacrifice a lot of things to do what I have done, including my health. I almost did die a couple of times doing this journey. And so those sacrifices aren't always easy. Just like Jesus, they're pointing to him. He had to sacrifice a lot as well. And then in the end, his life. Okay. So sometimes the sacrifices are there for the greater good, but it isn't necessarily a sacrifice. Look at it as changing what no longer serves you to raise the higher purpose of the greater good. Okay. Does that make sense? That's a beautiful message. That's what's coming through there. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. Baba Jolie uses this deck a lot. And I'm like, ooh, she's pretty spot on a lot. She's one of the people I listen to. All right. And then they want a Lemuria card for the collective energy. So here's the thing. They're talking about creativity again. And they're reminding me of when I started my wands. And I was with Sean at the time. I remember specifically because my first wand, he was like, yeah. I'm like, dude, it was my first one. I'm only going to get better. But this was my first one. It's like a prototype. And so they want you to get out of the mindset of, I can't do these things. I can't do that. I'm not an artist. I'm not creative. I can't put myself out there. All of these things are detrimental. And that's part of what those cards talk about, is letting go what doesn't serve you. It's also the mindset, right? Letting go of the mindset that doesn't serve us, letting go of what keeps us down. Because if you look at my first wand to my wands that I create now, they're totally different. Okay. They're like, I have upgraded. I love this wand. This one is not for sale, but I'm going to make more like this. So I'm going to I'm hearing today, I'm going to make an angel wand. And if anybody does want messages, it is donation based. I'm not doing the Patreon thing anymore. So, it's kind of out, but, so let me know. And I think I did get something coming through, so I will check in a second. And so I'll do that too as I'm creating, but it's going to be fun. But the point is it's about, if we are blocked creativity wise, if we're blocked with music, something's wrong, because that is a part of the fifth dimensional realm. That is a part of who we are as spiritual beings, as energetic beings. Because when I talk about these timelines and quantum physics, it all makes sense together. It's about energy. Imagine everything we are as particles of energy. Everything the earth is particles, and I'm getting chills, of energy. Okay, this is very important. Everything every planet is made of is particles of energy. It's constantly moving. It's constantly transforming. It's constantly shaping. Okay, it shapes our environment, our reality. It determines what timeline we're in. All right. What is a timeline? It's different energetic forms, okay, that are already apparently predetermined. However, I will argue that statement. So that's what I read yesterday, is that timelines are essentially already predetermined, they think. That's not the case necessarily, because when my twin flame journey went awry, if anybody did that last workshop with me, they literally created this timeline. I heard them talking about it. They mapped it out right in front of me. All right. And so now I'm down to like nobody here, and that's okay too, according to my numbers. See what I mean? These things mess with me. So if you are here, let me know. If you don't want messages today, that's okay too. I will just deliver these nice little insights to you guys, little message, and talk about the moment of this. And so if you're blocked in creativity, it's a part of the energetic flow. It's all a part of energy. Everything is energy. Music is energy based, right? It helps break up the stagnant energy. You can't have beats without silence. Like, it's all intertwined. Okay. This is very, very, very important, and it's all intertwined, and it's what spirit wants everybody to know. And it is a little bit like mind blowing stuff, right? As we are rising in these frequencies, you're going to come into freedom you've never known. Some of us have known that came from different places. And you're going to understand further what energy is, and how much we've been condensed in the energetic flow, how much they keep us condensed in the energetic flow. And if you can't tell, the artists out there, they get like change. They change, they become different. They start conforming. Okay. There's a reason for that. It's because their freedoms are being taken away from that. They're being stopped from providing a lot of flow. It's all purposeful, and it all makes sense with the work that I've done, and with the pyramids, and with quantum physics and timelines and energetic flow and being creative. If you're blocked with creativity, you're blocked in manifesting. Okay, I will tell you that right away. If you're not able to even just allow yourself to make a fool of yourself, because that's what really blocks us, right? We become afraid to make cool. Amy H is still here. That's awesome. We allow ourselves to become afraid to make changes in our environment. We block the energetic flow. Okay, creativity is truly about energetic flow, and if we don't tune into those, then we're blocking what needs to come our way as well. Okay, is all this making sense? I know it's a little bit complicated, a little bit complex, but it's true. And if you just allow yourself to feel it, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And you can even look at it in Hollywood. You can look at it in the creative realm. Like you can see it unfold and play out and how it changes people. And also they're saying is that when we're blocked creativity wise, we can get sick. Okay, that's when other things can also flow through and we can tend to get sick. Okay, it all plays into one. Oh, and another thing too with that, here's another little segue, is with getting sick and the energetic flow, the timelines is also another way to heal yourself. Okay, it's being able to kind of go in between all timelines and just allow light to flow and you will heal. Okay, it's also about belief and what energy we put into things. And so if we are wanting to manifest and we're like, I need this, bring this to me, we're in a place of lack. But if you can experience already being there, that's how you create. Okay. All this kind of making sense. I know it's like roundabout, but it all does go together and it all really does make sense. Now, that goes with the two Lemuria cards I just pulled, which is about pure freedom, freedom of our energetic flow. Good morning. Good morning, Sherry. Nice to meet you. Freedom of our energetic flow, freedom of our world, freedom of our creation, freedom of our insight, where they're not going to be able to control that anymore. And that's what you're starting to see unfold in the collective energy with the Ukraine and the Russia movement. And now it's starting to come out that there's like aliens involved in that, which I don't doubt because I know the work that I've done. It truly is all about removing that structure that keeps us embedded in non-freedom. That's the best way to put it. And it truly is all about communication and co-creation, right? Communication and co-creation. Be careful of what you say. Make sure you're keeping the words positive and an energetic flow. I can do this, even if I may not do it the way you want me to do it. That's not what art and creativity is all about. It's my expression of my internal light and internal movement. And the more we do things, the better we get at it. Like the first time you drove a car, were you that great? No, we probably wrecked a few. We probably did a few things, right? I almost ran myself over. I remember I was driving a 67 Chevy pickup truck. It was my dad's big old step side. I loved it. Big old 8-ball stick shift, and I was only 16. And I would put it in neutral and get out to open the gate. And it started rolling, and I couldn't get the gate open. And I'm thinking in my 16-year-old mind, I can stop this truck. And I literally try to stop the truck, and it starts pushing me and almost ran me over. I got better than that, right? I'm a little smarter than that now. But that kind of shows you is when we start things out, we may not always get it. We may not always make the best choices. We might be clunky. We might make a wand that looked like shit. I remember my first wand was not the prettiest thing in the world, but it made sense. And it was just the start to something better. Okay. And that right there is the key to every bit of the message I'm giving you guys. Everything you're seeing. Oh, good, Amy. See, that's what I mean, you guys. It said that nobody was here, so I do apologize. It's the start of something better. Okay. So keep that in mind. This is truly about true freedom unfolding, and I'm getting chills as I'm saying that, and it's going to get more. And if we look at it on the surface, it can get scary. So don't look at it. Pay attention to the creative flow. Pay attention to your energy. Do your best to try to tune into timelines. Try to stand in the middle of every timeline and every creation and allow light to flow through you to heal. Okay. And it may be a little complicated and hard to understand that, right? Because I am the master kind of jumping into the end zone. But the intention is all that matters. Okay. Intention is everything. All right. Well, Amy D, I do believe you sent something through. Let me look. Oh, and Amy H. Oh, no, that's for something else, I'm assuming. Was not expecting that at all. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. Sherry, too. Okay, you guys, I'm glad I looked because I'm totally. Okay, goodness gracious. There's so much going on here. Hang on a second. Give me just a moment in time here. Amy H. I'm a little confused. Okay, so now we've got messages, donation based. I think Amy D was first. And then we have Amy H. And then we have Sherry. So if you guys want to start letting me know, these I believe are for healing or messages, I assume. what it is that you're wanting, if there's a specific question, if there is general. When everybody says general, I run with it. And so just be prepared that I go everywhere with it. But let me know. There's a lot coming through all at once. So if I missed anything, also let me know. So Amy H., when we first got on too, you had said about manifesting in the 5x55. I was hoping this message helped you. And since I said it here, I won't need to email all of that either. But does that make sense? You can kind of incorporate that into your manifesting as well. Let me know if it doesn't. Okay. And you can also email me with any questions. All right. So we have Amy D says general, please. All right. And then whatever else you guys want. Sherry, welcome. Let me know what you would like. And Amy H. And Amy H., let me know if you have any questions about what I talked about today, because I feel like it's important. I feel like it's a little bit important. And this is why I'm like so frustrated with my courses. I'm like, I keep growing into these things and I want to make them bigger and add more into them. And I'm like getting a little bit like, why can't we just know everything all at one time, right? Everything comes in processing. Okay, Amy H. said general. And so did Sherry. All right. So it's coming through on here. So forgive me. My phone's a little laggy. All right, everybody wants general. Super, super easy. Okay, forgive me for those of you who are new, again, this is something I don't like, but I burp. When I go into energies, when I'm transitioning through energies, I burp. All right, Amy D. As soon as I went into your energy, I heard the words poetic justice. All right, and there's a goddess coming through for you. Hang on just a second. Goddess Fortuna, which were you in that workshop when we worked with Goddess Fortuna? There's a reason she's coming through for you. So she's new in my menagerie. She only came through in that one workshop. I feel like she also goes with the ruby rays, the golden rays, and the purple rays. So that's also interesting because I'm going to start bringing those through too. So pay attention to that. Okay. Are you with me? Oh, good. Okay, cool. Amy H. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear about it. I really can't. Oh my gosh. Is that from the list angel? That's so cool. All right. So anyways, sorry, a little all over the place. Amy D. Goddess Fortuna is coming through for you. You are trying to rise up, and that message about letting go of what doesn't serve us is very important for you. Very important, and it hurts. It's a little bit like ripping off a Band-Aid in your energetic flow right now. You feel a little raw. You're going to feel a little more exposed, and it's not exactly comfortable. So sometimes letting go of what doesn't serve us isn't fun. Okay, it is a sacrifice, but that's what we have to do in order to ascend in the higher energetic realms anyways. But Goddess Fortuna is coming through for you, okay? And she's truly asking you to rise above. There's something about poetic justice, okay? It's going to seem clunky, but in the end, it's going to be very poetic in form. And there's creativity in you as well. So there's a reason all of these messages are coming through today. And I think I've tapped into this with you before, is about creativity. All right. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So I'm getting that song Rise Up, right? It's like time to rise up. You keep yourself very, very small. And it's like the Mighty Mouse. You're very mighty, but you don't like people to know how mighty you are. You don't even know how mighty you are. And that's what she's saying. You don't even know how mighty you are. You have no idea how mighty you are and how much power is in you because you have never let it be expressed, and those around you have never let it be expressed. And you're also still stuck kind of in the energy of judgment, especially when it comes to your dad. Okay. No matter where he's at, he loves you unconditionally. Do you understand? He accepts you wholeheartedly and he sees you completely. I get that a lot of us didn't grow up in a time frame where we could be spiritual. and it was accepted. And so that's also coming through for you. There's a lot of judgment energy rising up for you. And again, I'm hearing that it's time to rise up. I don't even know what song this is, and I'm probably not singing it right. But that's what I'm hearing. It's like it's time for you to rise up. And Goddess Fortuna wants you to call on her and get to know her, because she's going to help you let go of what doesn't flow. Okay? Poetic justice is at hand. Yeah. Okay. See? I can't make this stuff up, Amy D. That's what I'm saying. And I know it's emotional. And when I do these, I can tap into those emotions, but it's also healing them. Okay. So I want you guys to know that is when I tap into these things, it doesn't leave you raw and exposed. It's to heal them. So it's going to continue that flow. And it's just time for you to rise up into the powerful goddess that you are, because you are a goddess. Oh, this goes with exactly what I said. You are being reborn. It is Isis rebirth. Okay. Rebirth 555555555. It is happening for you now. 25 as well. Rebirth. Okay. Goddess Isis is a very powerful goddess. She is about change. It's like sudden, abrupt, boom, change. You were once this, now you're this, and it's just allow the processing to flow. Okay. Because there is no going back. You've already crossed that threshold, and there is no going backwards. And I just got chills as I said that. But allow things to be in poetic justice, okay, in the divine flow. And don't worry about being judged, because nobody's judging you except for you, okay? There's way more acceptance than we could have ever imagined, especially as we're all getting out of that dense energy, okay? It is unconditional love, and believe it or not, in your dad's heart, he sees exactly who you are to the core, and it's accepted 1,000%, okay? And you are a goddess, and you are a healer. And so allow that to rise in your energetic form. We're all different kinds of healers, okay? But in true essence, we all have the ability to self-heal, and we also have the ability to heal others. Okay? Does that make sense for you? So call on Fortuna, sweetheart. You're being reborn, and that's why it can feel vulnerable, like a Band-Aid being ripped off, not ripping off. But we can't go backwards. So believe me, I know, because that's what I had tried to do a while ago. I'm like, I just want to be normal. Nobody's going to understand what I'm doing. My twin flame hated me and judged me when he was around me, and that's long gone. But it's like I still was I took that with me, okay? And this is relevant to kind of what you could do, the same thing. It's like when we feel like we're being judged or people don't accept us or understand it, we tend to want to throw it away, all right? And it is a sacrifice of that. It's a sacrifice of letting go of what, and I just got chills, of what doesn't serve us, and allowing us to stand in our rightful way, and then allowing people to come into that as it's their time to do so, okay? Because essentially we're bringing them up with us, and we're not crazy, okay? There's this, you can look at the whole entire world now, right? And it's not going to be like Salem, right? I was watching that documentary the other day and how that kind of unfolded. It's like the only ones now are going to be the oddballs, or the ones that aren't seeing it. Okay. So it's time to rise up, rise like the, yeah, that's it. The song's like Coming in Pieces. What is that song? Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Aw. Right? But call on Fortuna. Okay. Like seriously call on her and allow her into your space. Okay. She will help you. Ask her to allow it to be with ease and grace, but also to bring miracles into your world, because sunshine, is time for you to take power of your money and your world. And here's another clincher, something about a nonprofit organization and teen girls. Okay. Did you get that? All right. So Amy H, you said general 2, yeah? Again, my numbers keep going back and forth to nobody's here, so let me know. Just kind of like a check-in, like whoop whoop, or I see you, I got you. Let me get a little bit of my lemon water. What's up, Greg? How have you been, my dude? Yeah, and see, I keep showing 3 and 4 and 5, and it just, I don't know what it is about my channel, you guys. And I know it seems like nobody watches my videos because that's what the numbers show. Then on the other side of that, where I can see in the YouTube studio, it's up in 1,000 to 2,000 views per video. But they're not people who are subscribed. And so it's really weird in the numbers on my channel. And I don't know why, but they watch me hardcore. And I'm not a paid creator as of yet, right? But they do things where it's like they're watching me. And my creations are generally speaking from my hand. And so I'm always trying to combat them and tell them, no, these are mine. I own the rights and blah, 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 blah. Because I think of who I am, it has a big role to do with that. My energy is quite large. And so I tend to, there's that push and pull with it and the work that I've done. And so just be no mindful to the curtains, right? But pay attention to the voice that you hear. Kind of a thing. That's a really good analogy. And I have 2 drinks going on, so forgive that too. All right. So Amy H. wanted general. I'm doing good, Greg. Thanks for asking. Doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting back to normal with my hand. Yeah, it's just been quite a shift. Right now, I've got all 3 of my kiddos with me, and so happy days when that happens. I haven't seen my oldest in a minute. Y'all, he's gonna be 20 soon. I'm like, oh my God. I was a young mommy when I had him, though, so I'm not old yet, but I'm just growing in pride for myself and for them, and that's kind of where I'm at. So, yeah. And getting all these downloads and insights. And so if you're just joining, kind of watch the beginning because it goes into the quantum physics aspect of what I've done and timelines. And there was some really cool information coming through. All right, Amy H., I've got the Starseed Oracle for you. And when I tune into your energy, right away, I'm drawn to my solar plexus. And I feel like it just went floop. I almost feel like your solar plexus is upside down. What the hell does that mean? I've never had that come through. Give me a second here. I'm trying to adjust. They want a different deck of cards because there's a couple things going on for you. So I'm seeing a relationship upheaval and cleanse needed for you. And so I'm going to pull on that too. What do I know about structured water? It's interesting you ask about that, Greg. So when you ask that, I see the fact that I changed the water and I see these like light codes going through the water. Now, water is a little bit, it's alive. It's an element. It's definitely alive. And I feel like at some points it's also been manipulated. Okay. So only thing I can tell you that they want me to tell you right now is cleanse it. Do cleansings on it and you'll understand it more. Shine the light through it because there's like weird things going on with the water. That's the best thing I can describe. Those who did my workshops kind of know what I'm talking about. So I hope that answers your question. Mine is getting into a long because I've never really tuned into that before. But it is very much alive and there's very much so like light energy moving through it and information moving through it. Okay. Good question. But it's also very cleansing. And I feel like structured is like almost like kind of like the Illuminati. That's the best way I can describe that. It's like there's things put in it to keep it doing something in particular. Does that make sense? It doesn't always have to be dark. It's not necessarily what I mean, but yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Amy H. So something with you, my solar plexus is upside down. There's a relationship thing going on here where it needs to be cleansed. Okay, cleansed so it can upgrade. So That's two things. And then the other thing is allowing your light to shine. Something tried to dim your light, and it got into our headspace and it affected a little bit. So it's almost like a tower moment for you, Amy. Okay. But Amy H, that's what I'm going into here, into your energy. Woo! And I will flip your solar plexus. I cannot leave you like that. I cannot. Like I'm not doing it yet, but see, I'm trying to like tune in and I'm getting like ill. And so it's probably messing with your digestive tract, almost like IBS type symptoms, but you don't have that. It's just kind of like that symptoms, like it's like irritable. I'm very irritable. I don't feel good. Things are not digesting right. And I almost feel like I have an ulcer. And so worry will do that to us as well. Stress will do that to us as well. And yeah, so let's go back to the relationship aspect because I have my Romance, the Angels, Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue for you. Okay, to give you a little insight into what you can do to help cleanse your relationship. Kind of they want 3 of these. So what's going on in your relationship? What can you do to cleanse your relationship? So sorry. So rude. Yes. Yes, Greg, water has memory beyond. Water has more than just memory. Yes. And honestly, what I think is, since I did those workshops and stuff, it's like Atlantic light codes are going through it. It's like old memories mixing with new memories and all trying to transform the water into new. Okay. All right. And, Prometheus is very much so with the water. So is a lot of the gods deal with the water. Anything that happens with the water, you guys, tsunamis, anything, it's all structured. It is not random. It is not random. I cannot reiterate that enough. Floods are not random, even though they seem like they are. They are not. It is Earth's way to cleanse. And that's kind of what happened in Egypt too, right? And so with all of us, we can use the water to cleanse in many, many, many ways, but I would respect it in every single way. Never look water down the nose type of a situation. Like never assume that it's not smarter than you because technically speaking, this whole world is smarter than we are. It's all energetic form, right? And I talked about that in the beginning of my video. That goes with the quantum physics and the timelines and the energy and kind of who I am and all of that. It all goes into play. I just got chills too. All at the center hub, it's all related. Okay, makes sense. Make a sense. And Amy H, this will help you. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. So this is interesting. So the first card that I got, Amy H, was reconciliation, but it talks about something from your past returning to your life. Okay. Now this is something I have actually channeled for you before that did happen. All right. And it may be something where passion was involved. Okay. But there's deception there. There's a reason this is kind of happening, and it might. So there's some deception going on here in the whole play. All right. In the whole thing, there's false masks being presented. Now, the reason why this is happening, okay, is because it is meant to show you what needs to be recognized, what needs to be let go of. It's old aspects of ourself that need to be let go and thrown to the wayside so that new heart and passion and your soul can sing with joy can come through. Okay. I feel like there's old hurts here. There's old memories. There's a false mask. That's a very layered statement, right? It's like masks. I learned a lot about this on my twin flame journey. It's like masks. What are layers? What are masks? Why do we do this? It's truly layers of healing. It's layers of us not understanding who we are at the core. Okay. And that's what's rising for you. All of this is happening for a reason at this time for you. It made you question everything momentarily. It made you, there's a lot going on here. Okay. And there is like a little bit of a storm. There's a storm that has brewed for a reason. And that's what I'm seeing here. So your message is quite layered today. There's part of relationship stuff going because that's helping you allow your true light to shine. All right. But be mindful of it because it's not all as it seems. So what they're asking you to do is not act on anything rash or make too big of changes right now in that arena. Allow things to arise and be understood and be processed through in a poetic flow. Okay, because some days you're going to have feelings where did I make a mistake and was I with I'm going to say it was I with maybe the wrong person at a time because of the energy that's coming through. Okay, but I don't think that's the case necessarily. All right, this is all about rediscovering the passion in you, rediscovering who you are as a woman, rediscovering the layers of letting go and allowing your light to shine through. And it is going to take you into a whole new realm, sexually speaking, poetically speaking, and passionately speaking. Okay. Here's a good example. And the reason I use mine is because they're so relevant. They're just in my life, right? And so when my twin flame thing journey happened, I had to heal my past strife. So my ex tried to kill me. He really tried to hurt me. He was very abusive. It was not good. And now he's not even a father at all. It's sad, right? But I had to heal that so that I didn't keep bringing that forward. Okay. It's the same kind of thing. And that way, whoever I get to be with, which was supposed to be my twin flame, but now I don't even know. They keep telling me somebody's coming and I have no idea who it is. So we will see. But this person will get me to the core. Like I won't have any of this baggage coming forward anymore. So I will be able to just really love completely and allow them to love me completely. And it's like the same thing, like allowing yourself to be vulnerable and leave the lights on and explore new areas of yourself, passionately and sexually speaking, without judgments, without past pains, wanting us to dim that light. Does that make sense? I hope that truly makes sense for you. But the only thing they're saying is no drastic changes in these energies. Okay. These are not meant for that. It's meant for things to process through and release what we need to release. Okay. Then the changes will just come that need to come. All right. Does that make sense so far? Oh, me too, Greg. So good to see you. All this. Oh, by the way, Greg, I don't know if you're still with me. And I don't know if this is relevant, but they want me to tell you, regardless, is that my mom just had surgery for cancer. Okay. So I know at one point you really truly cared about her. And I'm sure you still do as a friend. And so I wanted to let you know that I think she's okay. I don't know. She's getting up there. And so I did want to let you know that. All right. Good. Amy H., I'm glad you understand. They found 2 underground pyramids in the Ukraine. How badassery. Okay, I'm glad you heard. All right. That is so awesome, Amy. Where did you hear that? You're so welcome, Greg. But Amy, that's funny you said that because they're also talking about an alien thing going on with the Ukraine and Russia movement and why he's trying to take over Ukraine. So with the work that I've done, these people are desperate. So keep that in mind. And didn't I say that when I channeled about it too? I was like, they're trying to hide something. It's not what it seems. It's like they're trying to prevent exposures. They're trying to prevent something from happening. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful tidbit into that. Wow. How awesome is that? That's freaking badassery. I love that. And my ears ringing too. And thank you. That just solidifies more of who I am and what I talked about in the beginning of this video. All right, Amy H., so we're not done with you. That was just a relationship aspect of what's going on. But this is also about letting your light shine further, okay? Because there has been some, like, what I would call, like, some negative energies coming your way, and they're affecting your thought processes. And that's why your solar plexus is also upside. Like, it's literally upside down. That's what I feel. So I have to fix that. Okay, do I have your permission to fix that? Sorry, it's turning my stomach. Once I get a yes, I'm going in with a vengeance. All right. You may actually feel it. Can't remember if it's news. That's freaking awesome. That goes with everything I've channeled about it. And that goes with everything else everybody else is saying about it too, is that there is an alien thing to do with it. The pyramids have everything to do with it if they're in the Ukraine. And this is why he's trying to take it over. But, you know, they won't discuss that tenfold. So it'll be kind of hush hush. And that's why I tell you guys, this is a transitional phase and it's a beginning to an end. Okay. You can feel it. All right. So this might actually feel like a baby is flipping inside of you, like a full grown 9-month ready to be born baby might like switch. So just be mindful of that. Okay. And so I'm actually going to use the yellow rays. I get to do that. And I haven't even done the workshop for that yet. So I don't know if you guys heard, I actually have the ability now to heal us through the yellow rays, and all of those that I get to heal through them will also have the ability to use these. These are going to be what's used to clear the vaccines and all of these kinds of things going forward in the collective whole. Okay. And as we transition into the higher frequencies. So be mindful, try to learn from me as I do them. Hopefully you'll join me on these workshops that I didn't expect to be coming through, but I'm super excited. And so for this one, we are going to be using the yellow rays and the sunshine. All right. Raphael is coming through for that. Jophiel is coming through for that. Gabriel is coming through for this one as well. So all of these angels kind of tune into these frequencies and use these color rays as well as others. And that's just a few of them. It's not all of them, but those are the ones coming through for this transmission today for me to heal your solar plexus really quickly. Okay. Why is it being done this way? I don't know. That's just the way they're asking for it to be done. I can literally put my energy in there and flip it myself, but I feel like this is important to be done this way. So I honestly wish I had the wand to go with this. I need to make wands that go with each rays, they're saying, and I need to make wands that go with the pyramids, and I need to make wands that go with the angels. Like, holy hell, am I behind on the wand creations? And so that's also the creativity aspect of this video. Okay, bear with me. Oh, all right, Amy H. So I am drawing up the light from the core of the earth, and I'm bringing it up into your cords and your connections. Your left cord, your left leg cord keeps undoing. You have a little bit of a block in the sole of your foot. Okay. And so it's like a thorn that got shoved in there. All right. And this is kind of what's allowed negativities to come into play and things to throw you off of your path. I feel like that's been occurring a little bit. Not that you've necessarily gotten off your path. I feel like you've been fighting it. And this is making you feel kind of yucky in your energetic form, right? Like even runny nose, headaches, maybe even again might be coming. So just be noted that that has everything to do with that, a little bit of a battle within your energetic realm. So I'm bringing the light up because as we're about to transition into higher things or new abilities are about to come through, this can also happen. Okay, so be mindful. It's almost like, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to get you kind of an energy. Okay. It also has to do with what you're releasing from the past and our masks and things like that too. All right, so I'm bringing the light up into your feet, into your calves, into your knees, into your thighs, into your hips. I do feel like your pelvis is off a little bit, and so I don't know if one of your babies was really big. I kind of feel like they may have been. And I feel like it just threw everything off a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of tilt your pelvis a little bit. Okay. And that's what they also want me to do. And it kind of hurts. It hurts. It hurts on my back side, like almost towards the middle of my back where my spine is. Forgive me. It doesn't feel too great as I'm doing it. And then the pain is like shooting up into the front of my hip bone. Okay, so now I can draw the energy up through there a little bit better because that is a little bit more imbalanced as well, which will also help you feel better to walk and move and sleep. I feel like maybe even sleeping, you've had some pain coming through. All right, and so we're drawing the light up through the connection. Your psychic cord is like that silver connective cord that runs energy all the way through. So when we have a Kundalini awakening, it actually rises through this energetic cord as well. Okay. And so they're just having me recognize that is what that cord is. But I'm drawing the light up in through that and into your solar plexus. So that was also blocked as well. Not completely. It's not like you're not getting your messages, but it's like as if your energy is combating itself. And now I'm in your solar plexus. Okay. And now this is where all these angels are stepping forward, and they are going to, all of us are going to like use this yellow ray. Ha. Oh, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. So you may actually have been feeling that too, where all of a sudden you just feel nauseous and dizzy and just really insecure in your tummy, right? Your digestive tract. Stay away from yogurt. Do not do yogurt or anything that has yogurt in it. Yogurt is actually like not very good for your intestinal tract. I feel like it's actually hurting it a little bit. And this actually might be what's also contributing to an ulcer state. Okay, so anything with yogurt, I would definitely stay. Even Greek yogurt, even all of those things, they're not what they, there's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of processed things through them a lot of times. What I would do is like, you cannot never do them. I never say never. Like if you just cut them off for a while and allow your system to readjust every now and then, you would be fine. Okay. But even to the point where I wouldn't do things like apple cider vinegar pills or anything like that, because I feel like your acidity is high, your pH is off. Okay. And so that's what's going on here. So just kind of stay away a little bit from dairy type products. Allow your system to mellow out. Do a little bit of greens. You can do a little bit of asparagus. And then again, beetroot is coming through. So beetroot juice, a little bit of asparagus will help you balance all of that out. Cleanse your system out for a little bit, and then you can integrate those things back in. Okay, but not an everyday thing and not like a whole bunch of your diet. This also contributes to headaches, is anything to do with dairy. I use oat nut milk. I'm almost completely vegan, but even every now and then I eat meat. So I'm one of those higher beings that does eat meat every now and then. I can't help it. But like yesterday, I ate a whole damn thing of mushrooms. Like I'm very much so vegan based, and so for me particularly, I drink oat nut milk. And so I don't know who wants to. I don't know if that's the question you've had, but it's very beneficial and it tastes yummy. Even my kids love it, and they can't go back to regular milk. And almond milk is not good. Coconut milk's okay, but I would say it's still not based in full-grown nutrition. Okay, so all that came through as well, and now we are going to start to flip your solar plexus. And so these yellow rays are going to start coming down from above you in your aura, and it's going to start cleansing your aura first with these yellow rays. So much like Archangel Michael did with the blue rays, it's like coming down, and I can actually see the light in my eyes. It's like vroom, and I can even hear it's like vroom, vroom. Like I'm not doing the noise justice. Just kind of like in a movie, like in a sci-fi movie where it's like vroom. You know what I mean? Like the waves of energetic flow, you can actually hear it. And so you might feel this. You might hear ringing in the ears. You might get popping in your ears. So just know it's related to that. You might even feel it in your jaw. Which I don't know, like what is that? Almost like lockjaw syndrome that you have. It's the T one. I don't know why I'm being blocked in the word, but I feel like you may have that. I know there's a lot going on here, but the yellow rays are coming down. They're coming down, and it's going to go vroom over your solar plexus. And each time that happens, I'm like slowly flipping your solar plexus. So if I did this fast, and I don't exactly know how this happened, I feel like that's just that inner battle, and it caused it to literally flip. Okay. And I've never really seen it like this before, and I can feel it. So I'm feeling some pain in my left side of my belly. That's okay. Just bear with it. But each time the light goes down, boom, these yellow rays, okay, it's like cleansing toxicities, but it's allowing me to flip your solar plexus. But I'm having to do it very slowly. So if I just went flip, you'd probably throw up at the very least and cramp and hurt so very badly. So it's like vroom, and then I'm like, and it's like from, and then I'm like, and that's the best way I can describe it with my little noise making self, right? So bear with me for a second. It is like I have to like, It's like, vroom, and then I'm like, and we're almost there. I think I got through the most unpleasant part. It's like, vroom, and it's like, and it hurts a little. I'm feeling like a little bit of pain, a little bit of movement. I feel the movement within my tummy, and so you might as well. It almost feels like a big old bubble just going vroom, and being moved. Okay, ready? It's like the final flip, like boom. I feel it. It's like, and I feel like, oh, but it still feels almost foreign because it's been a little messed up. So now they're just going to do the other way. So they were going, I would say, up and down from your head down to your feet with the yellow rays. And now we're going to go side to side. Okay. But they're actually showing me the left to your right. And that's significant. And I don't know why, but it's going left to right in the yellow rays. Okay. It's like, vroom, vroom, vroom. And it's what it's doing is resetting your energy, cleansing your aura, cleansing your chakra, but completely healing it to an umpteenth degree. And so sometimes we can do damage to our energetic systems and we don't even notice it. And so it's healing all of that for you. Also, they're noting the anxiety and the worry that has been housed within you that you don't express. Okay. And so that is wreaking havoc in your system. And so they're clearing that, and it's allowing for a different mindset as well. Okay. So my tummy feels better. I feel like I just went boom, and I just sat down into my seat, and I can almost breathe again. Granted, my tummy still feels very sensitive. Like I still feel a little woozy. I don't feel so great. I feel a little bit like that. Like I don't really want to eat that. And that's okay. Give yourself space and time to just adjust to it, to feel the energetic shift, and be mindful of what you put in your system. Okay. And again, the yogurt is like, the dairy is, it's like screaming at me right now within your system. So just be mindful of any dairies. They put yogurt in things we're not even aware of. And so they are pointing that out as well. And also, Amy, I'm hearing chia seeds. Those would also benefit you. So you can put them in a smoothie. You can even put them in your food. So I just see the yellow rays going whoom, a couple more times. And then they're doing it to your aura. So you've got some in your inner system going from left to right. That is significant. And I don't know why, but it's going from your left to your right. And then it's also from your top to your bottom. So now they're going both ways with the yellow rays. It's like shroom, sweeping you. Shroom, shroom, shroom. And I don't know how else to make the good noises. You know, they're not exactly accurate for what I hear to what I'm expressing, but that's okay. I think y'all get the gist of what I'm talking about, right? All right. And then again, it's like the career thing. Okay. It's big time in play again. And tower moments may start coming into play. Okay. So just do your best to listen to spirit and their guidance they're providing you. All right. Especially those angel messages too, they said. Okay. Just listen to them, follow them without thinking about it. And it's also important to develop confidence in your craft. All right. So it's almost like they're putting away their yellow rays. We are done with the healing of the yellow rays. Your solar plexus is back into play. And now I'm just making sure that all the energy can flow in poetic form. My nose was running from that, so forgive me. These things actually do affect me physically, and so you can kind of see that play out, but it's just the way I am. It's who I am as a healer. All right, so I'm able to back out now of your energy form, your energy body. And they're not done with you yet. They got one more Starseed card for you. Now that you're aligned again, don't make any drastic relationship changes or actions towards anything within your relationship. Give things time to process, because they will, and then you're going to see clearer. Okay. So just give yourself time until you can see clearly, because you're processing and you're releasing. And then with everything else, now you're realigned. Okay. And so re-listen to this video, because there's something in the quantum physics and the timeline thing for you too. All right. Now they want me to cut it and pull the top one. Oh my gosh, Amy H. Oh, feels like a baby's foot in the rib. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Dude, when I went into Amy's energy in her pelvis area, I told her it was like tilted, and she said it was. I have a tilted pelvis from my birth and had issues with my kids, had to have a C-section. Okay, so thank you for reiterating that. I cannot make this stuff up. I had no idea about that. So that validates everything else for you as well. Feels like a baby's foot in my rib. So just like I said, it's going to feel like a big old baby being flipped. And so I'm just glad we got that fixed. And now you should try channeling those angels and see what the hell comes through for you. And you won't guess the card that I pulled, Amy, okay? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. Okay? Spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. Justifies everything I've said, and I just got such chills all the way up. And I feel like now I don't need to email you anything. I feel like we've covered everything today. So I will see you Monday. That's funny. That's funny how spirit works. And then I'm going to have a new plan written out too. Okay. So it's going to get real. It's going to get real quick towards the second half of your coaching. All right. So just open, but I feel like now you'll be open to that. I feel like that's exactly what we needed here today. So thank you for allowing me to do all of that. I know it was big and you probably feel very sleepy. Use water to cleanse your energy. Forgive me for my runny nose. That's what my aftermath of that one was. You're so welcome. Amen, sister. I know, right? Cool. Yes, Monday is going to be good. Oh, and we're also doing the other healing Monday too. So, it's going to be a lot for you. Okay. So anything else that comes up this week that's uncomfortable, write it down, because we are knocking it out the park. Okay. And it's going to help also put together the things you've been reading this week. So really big stuff. I'm so excited. All right. So now we have, oh my gosh, forgive me. She's new to our family, so I forgot her name. Sherry Johnson wanted general messages. Right? That was magical, right, Amy? I'm glad I got to witness that too, even though it was kind of removed. Oh, Sherry, are you with me? Let me know you're with me, because I get to do a different deck for you. And don't worry, I know it's your first time with me. It's not going to be so like that. That was a little bit different. So they want me to tell you that, okay? Yours is going to be a little bit mellow. I feel like there's some questions that you've had. And so I feel like they're just going to cover those. Okay, so if you are with me, Sherry, let me know. Amy, if you want to, you can. I have a feeling it's going to keep growing until about a half an hour before our session. So probably not. Just hang on to it. I have an ability to fill into those, and then we'll go over them really quick. We don't even necessarily have to go over them, but it's totally up to you, okay? Definitely keep writing down those angels' guidance, though. I feel like that's really badassery, and I'm super excited to hear about all of those. And you're going to continue adding to that list all the way up until about a half an hour before our session, they said. Yay, she's still with me. All right, so she wants general. And so I get to actually, okay, Sherry, right away, as soon as I go into your energy, you are a healer. Okay, so they are answering that for you. I don't know if you're already in practice with that. I have no idea. I know nothing about you, so welcome to my world. I thought I recognized your name way back when I was like finishing out the Alchemy Academy, huh? Yes, I did do an alchemy academy. I had a major awakening and it kind of put insight into who I am. So I thought I recognized you. So welcome back. It's so good to see you. All right. Yay. So we're going to go into your energy, okay? All right. So right away, again, I don't remember anything about that time frame. When I channel, I kind of forget everything that has occurred. So forgive me if you're like, why don't you remember? It's just who I am. If I remembered everybody's personal everything, I would feel invasive, right? And so it's a good thing, all in all. But just it's kind of like our first time together again, okay? But welcome back. I love return energies. I love it so very much. But so I'm being drawn to the shaman, okay? So I don't know if you do shadow work for others. And also shadow work for you is a little bit needed as well. So they want you, if you don't already do this, at least researching, starting to do shadow work for others. I feel like you truly are a bit of a shadow healer. And you can also kind of do a little bit of journeys on yourself, and you can do guided meditations. And so I don't know if you're aware of this already. If you already put it into practice, I have no idea. But that is what's coming through right now. So I'm kind of trying to move stuff around because you have different decks than everybody else that I've done so far today. So bear with me for just a moment. Because I'm going into my, so Tatanka is also stepping forward. I don't know if you know anything about Tatanka. I was first introduced to him when I did my Stepping Stones to Awakening. It is kind of like the Soul Cleanse, but like tenfold. And so I think you may be familiar with that. All of this is part of your message. So this will take a moment to integrate and all fully make sense. Okay, that's what they're saying. But it all is all very relevant, very much so relevant. That is correct, she says. Aw, oh, so cool. Okay. I love it. But so you are going to be ascending in this. Okay. So there's also way more for you. So if it is something you're already doing, then you're going to be upgrading in it. To the point where, how do I say this? So things that we read in a book, things that we can learn from others are becoming not relevant for you anymore. So your whole thing is going to change. It's about to flip flop a little bit. And they want you calling on Tatanka. Okay, Tatanka was an actual Indian. And again, I haven't gotten to tell anybody this ever before. He only came through for me a couple times when I did like the earth healing. I cleared Mount Shasta. And then now again, and then for the Stepping Stones to Awakening. Okay, so he's a very powerful healer that like doesn't play. Okay, that's the best way. So he only comes through when it's very important. All right, and so that's part of this message, is that it is very important for you. You are upgrading, and you definitely need to upgrade. Okay. Also, I just got chills. Your ability to see in color is going to like widen. It's almost going to be like you're going through a 3D reality, right? But not third dimensional construct. That's like very 2D. It's going to literally be like you're in a 3D movie where things are just going to start to be like they're going through you even more. It's going to be quite intense. And so this is what's coming for you. And I feel like you're already tapping into it a bit. And so I don't know if you've ever called on Tatanka before, but he is actually in your energetic field, and he wants to help you create a new shaman journey, okay, without giving away too much. Do you understand? Does that make sense? It's like without giving away too much. That's the best thing I can tell you here right now. If you have any questions about that, I can probably reiterate a little bit more, because when we have gifts that are new, it's like you want to keep this like your baby. You know what I mean? Protect that. So don't tell anybody until it's developed type of a situation is coming through here. But you do have a unique gift and a unique side to this that you're going to be tapping into. Holy majoli, this is awesome. This is so awesome. So be prepared, and I want you to have a specific journey, not a journey, specific journal, because you're going to turn this into a new modality, okay? So to speak, if that makes sense. Okay, and then love life. I don't know why that's coming through. There's an upgrade in your love life as well for what you accept coming through for you. period. It's like you have grown in love for yourself, and now it's time that everything else up levels with that too. Okay. So if you are already with a person, they're either going to have to up level or a new one will come through for you. Period. Period. That's what they said. Period. Like period. Holy shoot sickles. Okay. And then in this, I got 333, which is also very much so like Ascension Masters at play, like the Galactic Master type energy. The masters are there for you. You are part of what I would call like a Galactic Master type energy, kind of like Ashtar, right? Do you know who that is? Do you know what I'm talking about? Is all this foreign? Perfect. Good. Okay, so at least you've heard of him. I have worked with him. I've seen him. I felt him. He's very powerful. He kind of almost can give you like the Jesus effect at times when he first starts coming in, but I would definitely recommend that you start calling him in. Okay, because he's wanting to work with you in conjunction. And he's also going to give you insights and downloads. There's a connection there. And then I'm not kidding you when I will show you all three of these together, and then I will break them down separately. You've got 3, 23, and 34. 3, 23, and 34. Forgive my hand. It's a little broken. So 3, 23, and 34. Okay. 333. 333 is very relevant. Pay attention to 333 and then what accompanies them afterwards, because it's them telling you something's coming. Pay attention. Okay. So we have benefactor, grace, and generosity. Okay. This goes with everything I've said. You are a benefactor. You've got things coming through for you to give to others. Okay. You already are gracious and quite generous. Actually, the message here for you is you can hone that in a little bit. Make sure you're giving to yourself or an angel on earth. Okay. Holy crap. I have no idea if this goes with anything I've said to you before, because I don't remember anything about our first encounter, but I'm so glad you're back. So you are a benefactor. You're very gracious and almost too generous. Make sure you're generous for yourself just as much as you are for others, but you also have new things coming through you. So act on them immediately, because there's luck and right timing is involved. There's a reason for that, because it will be more abundant in nature if we act immediately. So I would like call on him immediately and just start doing things. Start setting the intention for the growth to come through. If that's what they're saying. Okay. Call on him and set the intention for the growth to come through and ask him what he wants of you to do. Okay. And then we have lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Okay. This is something where it seems completely foreign. It's going to feel new, but it's already been laid out for you. So these things have already been set for you to step on. It's just literally stepping through them and knowing that you were guided by your ancestors, your loved ones. This is in your bloodline, whether you're aware of it or not. And it could be our soul family bloodline to our bloodline. Okay, either way, this is already something you're related to. And it's already mapped out for you. And this is about pure abundance and joy. So I'm really drawn to the top of the mountain and being in the sun. Okay, so there's Leo energy also coming through here. So I don't know if Leo is definitely coming through here for you. So that talks about power, working through your fear. I know I'm going fast, but it's like exciting energy going on for you. And then also something to do with the relationship. So I don't know if you're with a Leo now or you will be in the future, but they better step up or step out. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Because you deserve, and you are coming to this place where you know you deserve. I'm like going to cry. Validation and recognition. And they're also using the word tenderness, like somebody who's going to draw your bath for you. They know how hard you work and they don't judge you. Okay. And now they want a fairy merit message for you too. Whew. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, that's okay. So that's what's coming through. And that's why it's time for you to accept. But you are to the point where you've been loving yourself so much so that it's time to let that through. Okay. Because and I feel Leo and I don't know why. Okay. But they will step up or they will have to step out. So we've come to that place, right? We've come to that place where you don't need to worry about that. That's exactly what that means. I'm getting chills as I said that. It's like, you don't need to worry about some fool coming in and disrupting your world. Okay, they will either step up or easily step out. You're to that place, and that's what they're saying. All right, and then we have Oracle of the Fairies. So I don't know if you know this or if you've done this before, but calling on the fairies and working in the fairy realm. So the abundance fairies are knocking at your door. And that's also going into why I was drawn to the sunshine in this card, and then the Leo thing and the powerhouse energy. Okay. This is an upgrade. This is an upgrade all the way around, and pure abundance is at your door. That's that luck and right timing fortune's wheel as well. Okay. It is now. The time is now, and I'm getting chills, and Tatanka wants to help you. How cool is that? You should feel so honored. Tatanka is not somebody that I've seen work with a lot of people, as far as I know, because I feel like it has to do with the lay of the land. It has to do with where we come from, what we're related to, who we are. Much like I was talking about when I first came on and I was playing my shaman drum, is there something to do with that in my bloodline as well? Okay, and so that's recognition for that for you. All right, so let's see what the fairies have to say for you. I want 2 of these. So just call on the abundance fairies. You've got about 3 blocks that are really blocking your abundance right now. And one has to do with conditions that were placed in us. So you know how when we were a kid, we're a sponge. And so it has to do with that. Those are kind of your main blocks that are coming through right now, and accepting abundance into a higher level, because you deserve complete abundance, complete freedom in time, complete freedom in energy and money, and just being in that without going backwards. Like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Woo-hoo. It's time to stop taking the steps backwards. Okay, making the sense, I hope. All right. Woo. Okay, and so this goes exactly what I said. You've got the abundance fairies coming through. You've got the fortunes wheel coming through. You've got the benefactor card, and you've got lay of the land. All of these go right along with this. This one says wait for winter. Now this one talks about during the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes. This is about manifesting, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. And so what that truly talks about is focusing on your intentions, but making sure you're setting those clear intentions. And right now, manifesting is extremely potent for you. Okay, they're like knocking at your door. We are here. We want to raise you in abundance. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Okay? I cannot make this up. Music. Music goes with the first message I came on talking about in this video, is the creativity vibe, right? It's about me. And I said that in there. I had talked about that specifically. That was also specifically for you as well, right? As much as well as others. But it's music. It's like get in that beat, get in that flow. And you know this. I know you know this. I know you have it in your heart. But it's really, they want you to go deeper in it. So surround yourself in some Hertz music. Get into the beat. And I don't know if you've got a song in you to create. I don't know if you're a writer or not, but that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Do you play instruments? It's time to create. Okay. I know that kind of went fast. I hope you were able to keep up with me. They were like so excited to give you all of that. Also, you've gotten an upgrade in guides. Some of the same guides are still with you, but you have about 3 new ones. So feel free to call on them and ask to get to know them. That is so awesome. I love it. Okay, does that make sense? You still with me? Right now it's showing like nobody's here again. So I don't know if I lost everybody. Did my video cut out? Oh my gosh, where did you go? All right, does that make sense? How do you know you're not musically talented? I would definitely look into that, okay? But start with Hertz music. So start turning into different frequencies, 432. They're also saying 232 and 888. Those frequencies are very important for you right now. And as you start healing through those frequencies, you just might find there is a little bit of a musical gift inside of you. Now, this could be something you don't share with the world. This can be something that just allows your creativity to flow, but it does have to do with music in some way, shape, or form. Okay. And again, it could be something personal that you don't share with the world. That's okay. It's just truly about allowing that energy to flow. Okay. And Lord knows the angels and everything love to come through a musical form. And so that might happen more for you as well. Okay. Cool. See, I don't know why. Cool. I'm glad. Aw, see you guys, it shows that nobody was here. Like everybody left me. Did I do something wrong? I don't know why my numbers are so like that. So, okay, Sherry, did that cover all of your questions? Because there is somebody for you, and I keep going to Leo. So just open that door, okay? But know that they're going to either have to step up or step out. There's no going backwards. You're not going to be dating a child anymore, okay? That's like the biggest piece there. Aww. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. I just got chills when you said that, Sherry. Your dad tried to teach you music your whole life and your whole childhood, anyways. Artistically talented, but love music. Oh, so tap into that. There is something there for you, and healing as well, okay? That is beautiful validation right there in my book. I will take it. And by the way, I would love to do a shaman journey with you if you ever want to take me on one. I'm so desperate for that right now. I love it. I think it's awesome. I'm so glad you're back. It was so good to have you in my energy and be in your energy. So I do thank you for that. This was a layered message, so give it time to process. Okay, but the biggest part too is that it's fortune wheel, luck, and right timing. So we are given downloads for a reason, and we got to integrate them in that time frame for the most abundance to flow through. Okay. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. That was fun. These were great messages today, you guys. And the flipping of the solar plexus, I've never gotten to do that before. And getting to already tune into the rays, like how badassery is that? I love it. So I'm just making sure nothing else came through. No, it did not. Alrighty. Oh, that would be so cool. We should definitely do that. Definitely do that. Let me know when you're ready and we will just go with it. I can either pay you, we'll do an exchange. I don't care. I'm down for it. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm always looking for that avenue. I feel like it's very powerful. It's a super, super gift to have. I just love you. I love all of you. This was really, really awesome. And the messages that came through in the beginning were super awesome. Again, the biggest key takeaway of this video is it's a lot to process, everything that I went through. So give it time to process from specific message to the general ones too. And Amy H., that is so cool you tapped into the under Ukraine is pyramids. And that plays into a very big role into why this is happening, you guys. Okay. And for who I am and the pyramid healings and all of that. There are no coincidences here. So just try not to get caught up in it. Do you think we can change that from happening? Not necessarily, especially if we're focused on it. Pick your timeline, okay? Pick your world. That's what's going on for you. That's that freedom at hand, all right? It is very 333. I've seen 555s. It is very relevant, okay? Pick your timeline, pick your journey, stand in it, stand in strength, stand in knowing who you are. And by golly, change the world because it's changing for you. Okay? This was a badass live. I'm so thankful we came on. I'm so thankful we got to do this. I'm so thankful for all of you who came today. I know it was a different day than I usually do them. I like kind of mixing it up a little bit and see if we can get different people to be able to come. I'm so sure. Good. Take a nap, Amy, and make sure you get a lot of rest. Make sure you cleanse yourself and drink lots of water after that too, because that was actually a really big deal, flipping of your solar plexus. I don't think I reiterated that enough for you, that it is pretty much like giving birth. Okay. Like it's the same kind of thing on your body. So, and especially moving your pelvis. So please do rest. Take it very much so easy. And I will see you Monday. Okay. I love you guys too so very much. So very much. I've got my Mystery Mondays coming. I will do a message tomorrow. There's still a lot coming forward. None of those are going away. I'm super excited about this Mystery Mondays. It might not just be missing people. I'm going to really run with this one. So yeah, and again, I really want to also bring some music with my shaman drum and my bowls coming soon. So more of that is also coming your way. Okay. I'm so excited. And then I might do a live on Facebook soon too. So you guys can catch me there too soon. And I'm trying to do more messages there as well. Yeah, we got this. I love you all so much. Be very mindful of what you give your energy to. Be very mindful of what timeline you wish to play in. Okay? Jump on that fortune's wheel, and that abundance is there for all of us. All right? And get creative. You guys are going to start seeing these pop up on my website too. I know I didn't do it. It's really kind of hard for me to do the creative and messages. I'm trying to figure out how I can just do a creative video and maybe get you guys all being creative with me. I'm trying to integrate that in too. So if you guys have any ideas or you want me to teach you anything on here about creativity or making something, let me know, okay? Because I am still very much a creative person, and that's how we let our light shine. And that's also how we manifest quicker and quicker, okay? All right. Ooh, my wrist just popped. Did you hear that? Is it bending more? Is it bending more? We can do it. We can do it. All right. Anywho. Thank you all for being there. Here, not there, like you're somewhere else. So much love to all of you. And again, like I even have my candles. I meant to put those together. I've got so many of these things going up. Ooh, and new candles. You guys check these out really quick. I'm going to show you these. So these are my cherry blossoms Make-A-Wish. They have wooden wicks. So yummy, so yummy. These are also going up on the website. Okay. I love these. I do light infuse them as well. So these have energies from the pyramids and the light, healing light that I use. So they're very powerful. If you do purchase these, I know I mailed some off recently to somebody else. They should be expecting them anytime if they haven't gotten them already. I think that was Layla. Make sure you're setting your intentions before you light them. Okay. Because they are manifesting tools too. Okay. And healing tools. All right, y'all. So much love and goodness coming your way. I will see you all very soon. I think I'm going to take my kids out to eat. Because I don't know about you all, but after that, I'm hungry. So, lots of love, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.